morning. All right, you guys, we'll start in just a little bit. So no equipment necessary today besides your weights and your band for stretching at the end. We're not going to use ball or yoga block. It's going to be lots of body weight exercise. All right, so let's go ahead and begin with our warm-up. Let's start in the center of our mat. Hi, Jen. Good morning. Start in the center of your mat with your feet about hip width apart. We're going to start with some regular squats. So just come down and up with some full range of motion. Squats, sinking your weight into your heels, keeping your chest lifted, just warming up all the muscles in the lower body. Good. Let's get 2 more like that. And then we're going to sink it down and hold it at the bottom for a pulse. A little pulse. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. We're going to step wide in a wide second position. Same thing here. Just take it down and up, keeping your rib cage stacked right over your hips. Shoulders back and down. Good. Let's get 2 more. On this last one, sink it low and pull. We're going to take the hands and place them on the tops of the thighs. Stay low in your stance. We're going to drop the shoulders down, alternating sides, getting a nice torso twist and a little stretch through the inner thighs. Hi, Teresa. Good morning. All right, let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come down onto our mat in a tabletop for bird dog. We're going to extend opposite arm, opposite leg, pulse for 2 and switch. You want to stay in the center of your mat. Keep your core nice and strong. Keep your hips and shoulders square. Stay with it. Just a few more. 1 more time on each side. All right, last one. We're going to curl the toes under and hover the knees off the mat. And then shift the hips back for downward dog. And then come back in that hover. And shift it back. Just getting a nice dynamic stretch through the backs of the legs. And a little warming through the quads as we hover. Let's do that 2 more times. On this last one, we're going to stay in down dog and shift forward for high plank. Arms are straight. You're going to tap the toes onto the opposite heels by lifting that leg. Squeeze through the glutes. Keep the back nice and flat. You can also be on your knees for balance. Tap and tap. Lengthen through the spine. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's drop down to the knees for shoulder taps. Press the hips forward, staying in balanced plank. Or if you want more challenge, you can be on your toes. But we're just warming up here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to come down to forearm plank. You can stay on your knees or lift up onto the toes. We're going to tip the hips side to side. Tip right, tip left. So you're just shortening the distance between your hip point and your rib cage on either side. Now to take it down the center. So tip to center, tucking that tailbone under. Doing a little plank crunch. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're gonna hold in plank. Squeeze those glutes, press the hips forward. Press away from your mat, open between your shoulders. Stay with me. Just holding. You got it. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 1. Let's drop to our knees. Press up into a tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly as we stretch those abdominal muscles. And then exhale, round through the spine for cat. 1 more time. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round it up. Taking it to a neutral spine, we're gonna flip over onto our seat for high boat, low boat. Arms at your sides. You're gonna come back for low boat, up for high boat. You can have the feet planted, stacked, or floating. Just make sure you're breathing. Good. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2. On the last one, stay in that extended boat hold. You're gonna pump the arms at your side. Option to lift the legs. Stay with me. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna come all the way to our back for some bridge work. Lower the head, neck, and shoulders. Scoop the tailbone under so that spine is nice and neutral. Feet are parallel, hip width apart. And we're gonna start by raising and lowering the hips. Keep them level. Squeeze the seat. The entire foot is pressing to the mat. Lift and lower with control. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Hold it at the top. Just pulse up. Squeeze that seat. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down. Cobbler pose. Bring the soles of your feet together. Knees open wide. Press into the outer edge of the foot. Same thing here. Lift and lower. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders on the mat. Good. Last 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold at the top. Just pulse up. Little pulses. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the seat. Take the feet as wide as the mat and bring the knees together for knock knee. Bridge hip raises. Lower and lift. Squeezing the inner thighs together. Keep the feet wide and parallel. Last 3, 2, last one. Hold it at the top. Pulse it up. Final pulse. Squeeze that seat. Get it nice and warm for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take a little stretch here. Lower the seat down. Send the left leg long. Right knee comes in towards your chest. Arms come out to a T. And exhale, bringing that right leg over to the left side. Doing a recline twist. Take a deep breath in and exhale into your twist. Feel a nice release through the lower back. And then slowly take it through center. Let's switch over to that opposite side. Right leg is long. Left knee in towards your chest. Arms to a T. Exhale it into your twist. Big inhale. And exhale. Relax into that twist. And then slowly return to center. Draw the knees in towards your chest. Rock yourself up to seated. We're gonna flip over into a tabletop to set up for our push-up. So starting in tabletop, you're gonna take your arms wider than your mat for that wide arm push-up. Bend the knees, draw the heels in towards the seat and point the toes. We're gonna take it down for 2 and up for 2. Straight line from the top of your head to your tailbone. Down for 2, up for 2. Exhaling as you press away from the mat. Good work. Down for 2, up for 2. You got it. Stay with me. Let's get 4 more here. 4, 3. Keep breathing. Last 2. Last one. Hold it at that bottom of your push-up. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 1. Press to the top of your push-up. Walk the hands in for a regular push-up. Fingertips are turned in slightly. We're going to slow it down even more. Down, 2, 3, 4, and slow, controlled, press it back up. Again, down, 2, 3, 4. Slowly take it back to the top. 2 more, just like that. You got this. Down, 2, 3, and 4. Back up. Last one. You can do it. Down, 2, 3, and 4. Press it back to the top. All right, final challenge here in our push-up. We're gonna bring the elbows in tight. Coming down into a low hold in a tricep push-up hover. You can hold or you can add a pulse. We're here for 5, 4, 3, and 1. Press back into a child's pose stretch. Bring the big toes together, knees as wide as your mat. Sink the feet back towards your heels. Reach the arms long in front of you and drop the forehead down towards the floor. Deep breath in and exhale. Walk the hands over to the right side of your mat and bump the hips out to the left. Breathe in. On your exhale, walk the hands through center. Take them all the way over to the left side of your mat and then bump the hips out to the right side. And then walk them back to center. Take one more deep breath in. On your exhale, make your way to standing. Find your light set of weights. Meet me in the middle of the mat in a parallel stance. We're gonna do some wide arm bicep curls. If you want to add more challenge to this, you can lift your heels. You can sink your feet down into a chair hold. So those feet are parallel, hip width apart. Let's take it up and down. So those wide arm bicep curls. You want really good posture here. So lift through the crown of your head. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Slight tuck of that tailbone for a neutral spine. And knit your rib cage together by tightening up those abdominal muscles. All right, let's hold the arms at 90 and just squeeze away as we pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hammer curl. Curl in and away. So arms are right by your sides. You're gonna straighten the elbows all the way down to the bottom. 2 more. Now hold at 90 degrees. We're gonna swing the elbows back and then lift the arms up. Keeping that 90-degree bend in the arm. Good. Stability with your core, so your body's not swinging, just your arms. Now hold the arms at the sides. We're gonna lift lateral up to the sides. Keeping that bend in our arms. Elbows raised to shoulder height. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Hold it at the top, just pull. Up and up. Relax the shoulders down from the ears. We don't want to be scrunching through the trap muscles. This is for our upper back here. We're strengthening between the shoulder blades. Keep the arms lifted. We're just gonna drop the forearms down. Scarecrow arms down and up. Down and up. Rotating through the shoulder. Nice work. Down and up. 2 more. We're gonna come to center and lift to the top. Come center, lift up. Perfect. You got it, girl. Looking good. Keep the core nice and tight. Squeeze those abs together. 2 more lifts. Hold the lift. Hold and go post arms. Lift up and hold. Lift, hold. Lift, hold. Good. Stay with it. Up and hold. Keep that lift in the arms. Good, good. Now up to tempo. Lift it up and up. Little tiny movements to the beat. Up and up. Nice work. One more change in our shoulder work. We're gonna keep them lifted and bring the arms to frame the face. Lift right, lift left. Squeeze the elbows in tight. Arms are in an 11. Now lift them both at the same time. Lift up and up. This is it. We're burning out the shoulders. Final 8 counts coming up. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna hinge forward for some tricep work. Keep your elbows lifted behind you. Straighten and bend the elbows for kickbacks. Still keeping that core tight. Protecting our low back. Good. 4 more extensions. 3, 2. On the last one, hold the extension. Just pulse it up. Pulse up and up. Palms are facing each other. Your arms are straight. Lift it up and up. Nice work. Hold the extension in your arms. Lift the palms to face the floor. Keep lifting. Up and up. We're just rotating those wrists. Good. You got it, girls. Almost there. Now palms face the ceiling. Final pulses. We're gonna run out of song. And that is time. Nice work. Set the weights aside. Saved by the music. All right, let's take a quick little sip of water and meet me in the middle for a nice stretch through the arms. Reach the arms wide, inhale. And then exhale, bring one arm across the chest. Drop the shoulder down away from your ear. We're stretching through the back of the arm. Forearm to forearm, no pressure on your elbow. And then bring it overhead. Reach the fingertips between the shoulder blades and lengthen through the tricep. Reaching towards the ceiling with the elbow. And gently release. Let's switch sides. Opposite arm comes across the chest, dropping that shoulder down away from your ear. Taking deep breaths in and out. And let's bring it overhead. Tricep stretch. Fingertips slide down the middle of your spine. Elbow reaches for the ceiling. And gently release. We're gonna interlace the hands in front of us and press the palms out to the center of the room, rounding through the upper back body, pulling the belly button in towards the spine. And release the hands, clasp them behind you, open up through the chest, gaze lifts towards the ceiling, and the chest is open for a nice stretch. And go ahead and release. We're gonna shift all the weight into one leg, so if you need your support, it's available to you for balance. You're gonna kick one foot up behind you, catch the instep of that foot. This is a quad warm up rather than a stretch. So kick out into that hand. You wanna fire up through the front of the thigh. Option to play with your balance. You wanna hinge forward and see if you can hold for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back through center. Let's switch sides. Opposite leg kicks up. Again, we're warming up that thigh. So really kick out into the hand. Pull back, give some opposition. And maybe you want to hinge it forward. Check out that balance. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and slowly back through center. All right, we don't need much equipment for today's workout. We're just going to use the weights for our ab work at the end. So first exercise is a 4th position. You're going to stand profile to your support. So start with your left side to your support. Your heels are going to come together, toes apart. You're about elbow distance away. We're going to lift the heels off the mat. So you're in that turnout still. And then take a step forward with that outside foot about 8 inches. And then you're going to bend the knees and sink the seat down. So coming into that 4th position, back is sliding down the wall. We're gonna go down for 2 and up for 2. Just need to put the right song on. There we go. So slight tuck of that tailbone. You wanna have a neutral spine. We don't want the booty sticking out. We don't wanna be leaning forward. We're gonna come down for 2, up for 2, down for 2, and up for 2. Good, stay with it. Excellent. Knees stay bent the whole time. So when you come up, you still have a bend in your knees and the heels are lifted the entire time. Good. All right, 1 pulse down, 1 press back through the knees. Pulse down, press back. Think about squeezing your muscles around your femur bone. You're hugging that bone with your muscles, gripping onto it, and then pressing to that back wall. 1 pulse down, 1 press back. Good. Breathe with it. 1 pulse, 1 press. Keep it going. 1 pulse, 1 press. So that pulse down is just 1 inch of movement. Good. 1 pulse down, 1 press. Excellent. We're gonna hold the pulse down, just press back on that outside knee. So just that outside leg is pressing to the back wall. Really squeeze the muscles on that leg as you press back. Good. And press back on that inside leg. Stay low. Press back, press back. Just that single leg. Stay with it. Back and back. Breathe it out. Now both legs at the same time. Press it back. Press back. Press back. Get a little lower in your stance. Good. Squeeze in those thigh muscles in tight. Press back. Press back. Hold the press back. We're going to tuck and release. So it's a deep tuck, crunching through the abs, and release. Tuck, release. One more just like that. Tuck, release. Now smaller movement, same move. We're just going to tip. Just tip. So keep a slight tuck. It's like a halfway release. Good. Just tip. Stay low. You got it. Just tip. Just tip. Good. If you want, you can place your hand here on your lower abs. So you're feeling those muscles working. That's what we want to be working here. And a static hold in those legs. All right, hold the tip. You can take that arm out in front. Just pulse down. Pulse down and down. Get a little lower. Almost there. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake out those legs. We're going to reset and do the other side. So if you need to spin around to that opposite side, bring your support to the other side. Heels together, toes apart. Outside leg steps forward, 8 inches. Lift the heels, bend the knees, sink the seat down. Down for 2, up for 2. Spine is neutral. So right away, you should have just a slight tuck of your tailbone to keep the hips tipped forward just slightly. Good. Shoulders stay relaxed. Crown of the head lifts towards the ceiling. Down for 2, up for 2. Excellent work. Keep it going. Nice job, you guys. Down for 2, up for 2, down for 2. We're gonna add that press back. 1 pulse down, 1 press back. 1 pulse down, 1 press back. Good. Both legs pressing back at the same time. Pulse, press back. Pulse down, press back. Nice work. Try to get low in your stance. You want to really feel those muscles start to shake. That's when you know you're working hard. Good. 1 pulse down, 1 press back. Keep breathing. All right, stay low. Just that outside leg is going to press back. Press back and back. Outside leg only. Little tiny 1-inch press back. Really hug in tight the muscles. Good. Stay with it. Now that inside leg is gonna press back and back. Good. Nice work, you guys. Both legs pressing back at the same time. Press back, stay with it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, we're gonna take it to that tuck and release. Hold the press back, tuck, release. You can feel the abs working as you crunch them forward. Tuck, release, tuck, release. Now halfway release, just tip, just tip. Good, get low in your stance. Keep the heels lifted high. Keep the shoulders relaxed. You're doing great. Stay with me. Just tip. Breathe it out. We're almost there. We've got 1 more change. You can do it. Hold that tip. Bring the arm out in front of you and just pulse down. Get a little lower each time. Pulse down and down. Lift the heels a little higher. You got it, girl. Stay with me. We're almost there. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Shake out those legs. We're going to turn to face our support. Feet are gonna be hip width apart, parallel, so both toes facing forward. If you have something you can press up underneath with your fists, go ahead and make 2 fists and press under the bar or chair you're using or countertop. If not, you can rest them gently on top. Heels are lifted 1 inch off the mat, and we're just gonna slide down and up. When you come up, you still have a bend in your knee. So we're just sliding it down a wall, just like you're coming into a chair sit or a wall sit. Come down and up. Good. Keep the back nice and flat, side neutral. Now take it down to that lowest point. Down and hold, pulse down and hold. So if you have it available to you, press the fist up underneath your support or press down on top. Now pulse to tempo. Pulse down and down. Pressing into that bar or chair or tabletop that you're using is gonna help activate your abs even more. It's gonna remind you to keep that core tight. Good. Just pulsing down and down. Get a deep bend in those knees. Nice work. Keep the shoulders sliding down the back. We're gonna stay low in our pulse and take it to alternating heel lift. Lift right, lift left. So you're shifting the weight forward to the tops of your thighs as you come up onto the toe. That's where you should feel the difference. Feel a little bit more burny on the tops of those thighs. Good. Breathe it out, you got it. Alternating heel lift. Now just lift the right heel only. Take it down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. Keep pressing into that bar. You got it. Down an inch, up an inch. Breathe, breathe. Stay low. Switch the heels to the left side. Down an inch, up an inch. Left heel's lifted high. Right heel's hovering 1 inch off the floor. Breathe, breathe. Now both heels lift high. Take it down and hold. Pulse down and hold. Hold, hold, hold at the bottom. Good. Take it as low as you can go. Down and hold. Nice work. Keep those heels lifted high. You can do it. We're almost there. We've got one more change. This is our final thigh exercise of the morning. Burn it out here. Down and hold. Now down to tempo, little pulses, down and down. Keep it going. Keep that tailbone tucked under. Keep your back nice and flat. Don't let the booty stick out. Pulse down and down. Don't let those heels drop. Keep them high. Maybe you sink down just a little bit lower. Here we go, last 16 counts. Stay with me. Breathe it out. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work, you guys. That was amazing. All right, let's take it down to the floor in a tabletop, and we're gonna stretch out the thighs. Take a big, generous step forward with that left foot, keeping the right knee on the mat. You wanna press the hips forward and find that hip flexor. Give it a nice stretch. Tint the fingertips out in front of you. Lift your chest as you inhale. And then exhale, walk the fingertips back. Open up between in the chest area, lifting the fingertips towards the ceiling. Gaze follows the fingertips. And then let's take it into our twist. So come through center, hands come to prayer. Abs pull up and in, taking your right elbow to the top of your left thigh and gazing over your shoulder at the back wall. And slowly bring it back through center. Bend the back knee, draw the heel in towards the seat. Make sure you come off your kneecap, getting a quad stretch here. Option to swim that left arm back behind you, grabbing onto the top of the foot if that's available to you for a little deeper stretch. And then gently releasing that foot back down. We're gonna rock back on the front heel, square up the hips. Inhale, reach. Exhale, melt forward for a hamstring stretch. And then point the toe down, come into just a little deeper stretch. And we're gonna come back to tabletop and reset for the other side. So bring that left knee to the floor. Right foot steps forward, big generous step forward, pressing the hips to the front of the room, getting a nice stretch in your hip flexor. Fingertips tent out in front of you. Inhale as you lift your chest and shine your heart forward. Exhale, walk the fingertips back. Inhale, spiral the left arm towards the ceiling. Gaze follows your fingertips. And then exhale, let's take it to a twist. Hands come to prayer, abs pull up and in. Left elbow to the top of your right thigh, gazing over your shoulder at the back wall. And then slowly take it back through center. Let's get that quad stretch. Bending the back knee, drawing the heel in towards the seat, taking all the pressure off your kneecap. Option here to swim that right arm back behind you and deepen your stretch. And then gently begin to release that foot back down to the floor. Rock back on the front heel, square up the hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt forward. And point the toes down to the floor, deepen that stretch, leaning forward just a little bit more. From here, we're gonna make our way to standing in a pyramid stretch. So go ahead and plant the right foot, plant the left foot, nose towards your knee, pyramid stance, fingertips on the floor in front of you. And then walk those fingertips forward, heel of the left leg lifts up towards the sky. Little pulses, just warming up that seat. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Float the left foot down to meet the right foot. Right foot steps back, nose towards your left knee. And same thing on this side. We're gonna walk the fingertips forward, squeeze the seat muscle, lift that right heel up towards the ceiling and pulse it for 3, 2, 1. And then go ahead and let that leg float down and out to the side for a wide leg forward fold. Let your head get heavy. Crown of the head reaches towards the floor. Your arms can be interlaced here. Let some tension drip from your shoulders and neck here. Just letting gravity help you out. And then on an exhale, generously bend the knees. We're gonna slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way up to the top, and then let's loop those shoulders up and back. All right, our first seat exercise, we're gonna be on the floor on our mat. Grab a quick sip of water if you need it before you come down to that mat. We're gonna start in tabletop. If being on your hands and knees is an issue for you for any reason, you can be standing with the same exercise and just follow along with us in a standing position. We're gonna start here on our hands and knees. Shift all the weight back towards the legs. So you're pressing your pressing your left foot into the mat. We're gonna lift the right leg up, keeping the knee bent at 90 degrees. As we work through this exercise, we're gonna graduate to a halfway extension and then a full extension. So first we're starting at that 90-degree bend. And we're just gonna bring that leg all the way down and all the way up. Your foot is flexed, your hips are squared, so you're not letting the hips open up here. Press your low back towards the ceiling and really think about pressing that left leg into the floor. That's gonna take pressure out of your wrists and hands. You can have a soft bend in your elbows and claw through the fingertips, which will also take pressure out of those wrists. All right, hold it at your highest point and just pulse. Keeping that knee bent at 90 degrees still. Pressing your heel to the ceiling, just pulse up and up. Squeeze through the bottom of your seat. Good. Pull the abs up and in so your low back stays flat. You don't want an arch in the back. Nice job, just pulse it up and up. All right, we're gonna extend it halfway. So we're graduating that bend to a halfway bend. Bring the knee towards the mat, and raise it back up. So it's a halfway extension. Same movement as we did at the top of the exercise. Keep pressing that left foot to the mat. Good, you got it. Lower and lift with control. Now hold it at that highest point, and we're just gonna pulse up here. Pulse up and up. So if you're standing, you're just pulsing back. Good. Pulse up and up. Pull the abs up and in. Keep them there. Don't let that low back start to arch. Just pulse up and up. Squeezing the bottom of that seat. Don't lose that muscle contraction. Keep it tight. Pulse up and up. We're gonna come into that full extension. So straighten the leg all the way straight. Point the toe. Take the leg all the way down and all the way up. Good. Not resting at the bottom, just barely tapping or hovering. Reconnect with that left leg. Press it to the mat. Good. Slow and controlled. You got it, girl. Stay with me. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Lower and lift. All right, let's take it to that highest point and just pulse it up. Think about really straightening that leg and pointing that toe. The straighter you get the leg, the more you're gonna squeeze the bottom of your seat. Good. Reach with that toe. Reach, reach. Pulse up and up. Keep it going. We're almost there. A little higher. Pulse up and up. Breathe, breathe. You got it. Stay with it. Pulse up and up. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. We're gonna come to standing for our next exercise. So bring your left side to your support and your right side out to the center of your mat. Heels together, toes apart. So we're gonna be in a turnout. So for this one, I'm just gonna turn profile. You wanna point the toe out to the side and then sweep it back behind the standing leg. So your left leg is your standing leg, right leg points out and it sweeps back. And then we're gonna rotate the femur bone in the hip socket for that turnout, keeping the knee straight. All right, here we go. The hands can be gently resting on your bar support. And we're just gonna start with a full range. Lift and lower. This is getting our side seat muscle. So lifting up all the way into that rib cage area. We're strengthening all these muscles here. Good. Maintaining that turnout in the leg. Good. Lift and lower. Nice job. 2 more lifts. Now hold it at that highest point. Up, up, hold. 2 lifts, hold. Up, up, and hold. Up, up, and hold. Stay with it. Good. Feel that muscle up here. It will start to feel like a cramp if you're doing it right, because that muscle is screaming for oxygen. Now up to tempo. Lift it up and up. Good. Lift and lift. Deep breaths. Good. You got it, girls. Stay with that pulse up, and up. Nice work. Big extension, straight leg. Lift up and up. We're gonna hold the lift in the leg and flex and point the foot. Here we go. Flex and point. Flex and point. Good work. Keep that leg lifted high. Static hold. Flex and point. Last one, hold the flex. Bend, reach. Bend, reach. So we're just bending the knee slightly. More of a relaxing of the knee and then a big straighten. Press that heel to the wall. Press it out. Press and press. Breathe, breathe. Good job. Hold the press out. We're gonna press the heel to the back wall now. So you're wrapping your heel around the seat, keeping the legs straight. You're just floating it back. Foot is still flexed. Float back, float back. Good. We're almost there, you guys. All right, last change, lift it up to the side. Option to bring that outer arm up. Keep that leg straight, foot flexed. Up, and we are done. Awesome work. Let's take a little 7 stretch. So whatever your support is, place your hands on top of it and walk your seat back. Straighten out the legs and press your seat to the back wall. We're gonna just hang out here for 2 breaths. Deep, long, and slow breaths. And when you're ready, slowly make your way back to the mat. We're gonna get that left side. So we're finding that tabletop one more time. Coming to hands and knees. Reconnect with your core. So scoop those abs up and in. Low back is flat. Right leg presses into the floor. We're gonna keep the left knee bent at 90 degrees, foot flexed. And we're gonna bring that knee all the way down and all the way up. So same cues on this leg. We're gonna press the fingertips into the mat, shift the weight back towards the leg so we're not putting pressure on our elbows or wrists. We wanna keep the hips square. Squeeze through the bottom of your seat as you lift and lower that leg. And we'll work towards that graduated position. All right, hold the lift in the leg, pull up and up. Good, keeping that 90-degree bend here. Pulse up and up. Notice if your abdominals are starting to relax. Pull them in tight. Keep pressing the top of your right leg to the floor. Pulse up and up. Good, keep breathing. Stay focused. Pulse up and up. Hold the pulse. We're gonna extend halfway with that leg. Bring it down and up. So there's a halfway bend in your knee. Good, relax the leg, relax the ankle. You want that leg to feel like dead weight. Make it nice and heavy so you're working that muscle. Good. All the focus is on the bottom of your seat and your hamstring. Getting that muscle super strong. Nice work. Keep breathing. Let's do 2 more full lifts. On this last one, hold it at your highest point and just pulse it up. Pulse up and up. Just pulsing. Lean back into that right leg. Keep pressing it to the mat. Good. Pulse up and up. Stay with me, girls. We're almost there. Pulse up and up. Keep those hip points pointing down. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Pulse up and up. You got it. Almost there. Ready for that full extension. In 3, 2, 1, full extension. Point that toe, bring it down and up. Good, good. Control this movement with all those strong seat muscles. You got it. We're working on strengthening these seat muscles because it helps our whole body. It supports the lower back and our posture. Good. Lift and lower. Slight bend in those elbows. 2 more lifts. And hold it at that highest point. Let's just pulse it up. This is it. We're here to finish. Pulse up and up. You got it. Lift and lift. Straighten that leg. Reach with the toe. Stay with it. And release it. All right, let's make our way to standing one more time. We're gonna turn our opposite side to our support. So right side to the support, left side to the center of your mat, heels together, toes apart. You want a soft bend in that standing leg. Point your left toe out to the side, open up that hip by rotating that femur bone in the hip socket, and bring that leg back behind the standing leg so it's at that extended angle. Here we go. We're going to take it full range, lift and lower. Soft bend in your standing leg. Good. And your core is keeping you upright here. So if you feel yourself leaning into your support, connect with your abs. Knit the rib cage together. Relax the shoulders. Lift the crown of the head to the ceiling. Beautiful line from your hip to your pinky toe. Good. All right, hold the highest point. Up, up, hold. Up, up, hold. 2 lifts and hold it. Good, keep it at that highest point. Up, up, hold. Now up to tempo, lift it up and up. Straighten out that leg, keep it as straight as you can. That's gonna help tighten up that muscle even more. You want it super tight, so it's working hard. Good. Lift it up and up. Nice work, girls. Remember, this is our last standing exercise. After this, we're on the mat. That always helps me power through the final one. Good, pulse it up and up. You got it. Hold the lift in the leg. We're gonna flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Keep that leg lifted high. You wanna squeeze and lift it till it starts to shake. That's what we're going for. Flex and point. That's where the change happens. When your muscles are shaking, they're taking in new information. Good, now hold the flex. Let's bend, reach. Press that heel out, press and press. Good, squeeze that side seat. Press it out. Press and press. Stay with me. Press and press. You got it. Hold the press out. We're gonna wrap that heel around the seat. Float it back, float back and back. We're almost there. Yes, you can. You can do this. All right, hold the press back. Just lift up and up. Outer arm can come out to the side. Crunch it out. We're gonna run out of song again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, awesome job, girls. Let's come down to the mat now. Yeehaw. All right, we are gonna use our weights for ab work. So if you don't wanna have to get back up again, go ahead and grab your weights. If you have a slightly heavier set, like 3 or 4 or 5 pounds, I recommend grabbing those for this particular one. So if you have those right there with you, great. If not, don't worry about running in and getting them out of the other room. It's totally fine. All right, bring yourself all the way down to your mat. Lower the head and neck and shoulders. We're gonna flex both feet, cross the right ankle over the left knee, and then exhale, bring the legs in towards you in a figure 4 stretch. We're stretching through the hip and the seat area. So if you have a different stretch that works better for you to stretch out your hips, go for it. If you prefer to do a pigeon stretch or a standing figure 4, if that works better for you, this is your stretch, your workout. Make it work for you. Take a deep breath in, exhale to deepen your stretch wherever you're at. And then go ahead and unwind those legs. We're gonna switch it over to the other side. Flexing both feet, cross your left ankle over your right knee, and then exhale, bring it in towards your chest. Notice one side is always a little tighter than the other. That is very, very typical. Don't stress over it. Don't try to stretch one side more than it wants to. Just work with your body where you're at today. Some days we're more flexible than others as well. So just breathe into the stretch, trust your body, relax the muscle, let it stretch. All right, on an exhale, unwind the legs, bring the knees in towards your chest and rock yourself up to a seated position. Send the legs out in front of you, cross the right ankle over the left, inhale, reach tall, and exhale, forward fold. Slowly bring it up. Let's cross the left ankle over the right. Ooh, we took a long time on that stretch. That's okay though. And exhale, fold. We'll just restart the song. Not a problem. All right, we're gonna come down onto the floor in a dead bug for our ab work. So that looks like this. I'll show you really quickly. You want the head and neck and shoulders on the mat, weights in your hands, and your hips, your knees are gonna float right over your hips. You don't wanna bring them in tight towards your chest. So floating the legs in rooftop. Our first one, we're gonna do an alternating drop. So we're coming into that full classic dead bug, alternating arms and legs. Very important with this exercise, press your lower back into the mat. So just practice one time with me. Let the lower back arch and then squeeze the abs and press it into the mat. That's where you want your back this entire time. Here we go. Let's drop, alternating drops. Reconnect with that core. Keep it pressed into the floor the whole time, the lower back. Think about pulling your belly button in towards your spine. Good, alternate, stay with it. Drop one arm, one leg. All right, we're gonna keep the legs in a hovered position, and now we're just gonna drop the arms back behind us. This is kind of like a lat pullover, but we're keeping that low back pressed to the floor. That's gonna really engage those abs every time we come back and up. Keep the arms straight. Good. You can hover those legs out, maybe one more inch if the lower back doesn't lift. Good job. Let's do that 2 more times. Then we're gonna take it to legs only. All right, bring the arms overhead, hold them here. Just those legs are gonna drop down. Think about reaching with your toes to the front edge of your mat. Big reach, keep that low back pressed down. If your lower back starts to arch, just don't drop the legs all the way down. Just drop them halfway down. Good. All right, now we're gonna do both at the same time. If your lower back begins to lift, go back to that alternating movement. Or you can drop the weights. Just don't drop them on your sweet little body. Keep that lower back pressed down. Exhale as you come together. Exhale, bring those arms and legs together. Good, keep going. Just a few more here. This should be really challenging. Keep that low back pressed down. Last 2. Last 1. We're gonna extend the legs overhead. Flex the feet. Keeping the weights in hand. Lift shoulder blades off the mat. Upper curls. Like a reach for the sky. Upper curl. Upper curl. Good. Reach it up and up. Keep it going. Good job. Now place those weights on the ground. Lower the head, neck, and shoulders. Just lift the hips. Lower curl. Lower curl. This is it. We're here to finish. Lower curl. Lift those hips up and up. Even if the hips are not lifting, it's just the intention of lifting. You want to contract those lower abs. Lift and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the legs come down. Take a full body stretch before we get into our back dancing. Point the toes, reach the arms overhead. Now that lower back can arch off the mat as much as you want it to. Stretch out those abdominal muscles. Take up lots of space here. Make a starfish. Really, really stretch those abs. And on your exhale, float your arms down by your sides. For our back dancing, we're gonna zip the legs together like we have a mermaid tail. So knees, ankles, toes, everything are together. We're gonna place the feet on the mat. Knees are bent deeply, heels are close to the seat. Lift the seat off the mat, and we're just gonna pulse up. So pressing those legs together. Squeezing the inner thighs. That's what we're really working here. Those inner thighs. and of course your seat and your core and your lower back is working as well. Hold the pulse. We're just going to squeeze the legs together. Squeeze and squeeze. So think about squeezing your inner thighs. Press them together really tight. Squeeze and squeeze. I want to be able to feel this one later. Squeeze and squeeze. Good. Keep those hips lifted. Squeeze in and in. Now put it together. One pulse up, one squeeze in. One pulse up, one squeeze in. One pulse up, one squeeze in. Pulsing the hips up and squeezing those inner thighs. Pulse up, squeeze in. The movement is really small, so you're barely seeing it move, but you're really feeling it. Working those muscles very deep. Pulse up, squeeze in. Pulse up, squeeze in. Good. Stay with me. Hold the pulse, hold the squeeze. We're gonna lower halfway, lift up. Lower halfway, lift up. Keep those inner thighs pressing together with that tight squeeze. We're just dropping the hips halfway to the mat and lifting up. Good. Keep it going. Nice work, girls. Stay with it. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Hold the lift. Walk the feet a little closer to the seat. Lift the heels, lower the heels. Lift the heels, lower. Lift and lower. Just those heels. Keep the legs pressing together. Good. Now keep those heels lifted. We're going to lower halfway. Lift up. Lower halfway. Lift up. Legs are still glued together. Good. Halfway lower lift. Now hold the lift. Just pulse it up. Pulse up and up. We're here for less time. We can do this. Pulse up and up. Now hold the pulse. Just squeeze those inner thighs together. Squeeze in. Squeeze in. Squeeze and squeeze. Stay with it. One squeeze, one pulse. One squeeze, one pulse. We're almost there. You got it, girls. One squeeze in, one pulse up. Good. Keep those heels lifted high. Squeeze in, pulse up. Squeeze in, pulse up. Final one. Hold the squeeze in. Just pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really sit all the way back down. Woo! All right, find a band to stretch with. We're gonna do our final stretches here. So take a resistance band, loop it around the arch of your right foot, and extend your left leg out long. Holding on closely to your foot, you're gonna start with a bend in the knee. Press the foot into the band, flexing that foot so your toes are coming towards your forehead. And you're gonna begin to work towards straightening out that leg. It does not have to come straight. You're just working towards it. As long as you're feeling that stretch to the back of the leg, that is what we're going for. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, gently let that leg float over to the right side just a bit. Getting that inner thigh. And then take it across the midline, over to the left side. Turn the big toe in just slightly. Feel a stretch through the outside of that leg. Keeping both shoulders on the mat. And then let's take it back down the center line again. Go ahead and relax the muscle through the leg and just deepen that stretch. Get it just a little deeper. And then we're gonna float the left foot up to meet the right foot. Exchange the band. Switch it out. Extend the right leg on the floor. And then holding on closely to that left foot. Bend the knee. Press into the band as you begin to work towards straightening out that leg, keeping the foot flexed. Toes towards your forehead. And go ahead and let that leg float over just a little bit to that left side. Just till you start to feel that inner thigh begin to stretch. And then keeping tension in the band, keeping both shoulders on the mat, we're gonna cross over the midline, bring the leg over to the right side just slightly. And then take it back down the middle line again, relaxing through the back of the leg. One more deep stretch here. And then gently release. Set the band aside. Let's draw the knees in towards your chest. Rock side to side, or maybe make big circles with those knees just to give the lower back a little massage. And then rock yourself up to seated. Let's take a wide leg straddle. Open up those legs nice and wide. Feel those inner thighs. Oh, hello, inner thighs. Inhale, reach up, giving a side bend. Reaching the fingertips towards the ankle or toes. And then rotate that torso to the top of the thigh, nose towards your knee. And then slowly take it up. Let's switch sides. Big reach up and over. Feel that fit, that stretch through your hip point all the way up to your pinky finger. Keep the chest open. And then rotate that torso to the top of the thigh. Nose reaches towards your knee. And then bring it back up through center. We're gonna flex the feet. Let's give those inner thighs a little stretch. Bring the forehead down towards the floor. Reach the arms out on the mat. And then slowly walk it back up. Zip the legs together. Bend the knees in towards the chest. Grab onto the calves, ankles, or the bottoms of your feet. And then begin to work towards straightening out the legs, keeping the belly on the tops of the thighs. Release, come back up to seated. One final stretch all together. Point the toes down. Inhale, reach up, grow really tall. Big deep breath, and exhale, forward fold. Beautiful job today, girls. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys did awesome. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, Sylvia. Bye, Jen. Bye, Anne. Bye, Janice. Bye, Diane. See you guys next time. Bye. I've been lost for so long, so long.